What's good? What's good, my people? It's your boy came back again, and today, as usual, we are digressing the market, seeing what's happening, and we can see there's some blood in the streets. We have a lot of blood in the streets. Everything is bleeding apart from Ton. What is Ton? Does Ton coin? Everything else is bleeding. Everything else is bleeding, which is not a good thing, guys. We all know that it's not a good thing. But hey, it is what it is. Um, yeah, let's just get into the market ASAP. That's Luna. Let's talk about Bitcoin right here. So apparently Bitcoin is ranging nice and easy before we get down to this strong support right here. Let's start with the, as usual, from the monthly time frame. Okay, as I've always said, the whole of this month we have been in a we have a very strong bullish structure, very strong bullish structure, but this month has been in a downtrend, and in fact, not just a downtrend, but we are engulfing these two previous price action for the past 2 months. So that means sellers have a lot of traction. They are very strong in this scenario, and it is what it is. Uh, a lot of volatility you can see here with the wicks. You can see with the wicks here a lot of volatility on the weekly time frame, but overall we are still super bearish. Okay, and you can see that from the daily time frame really well. Once we broke this bounce, relief bounce, we are just headed down. We're just going down. It's just going down. By relief bounce, I mean this. So once we broke this, okay, once we broke that relief bounce, boom, it's just been a downtrend ever since. So that's what I'm talking about. And right now we just broke this mini resistance, right, mini support right here. It's actually supposed to be right here. Okay, and then boom, we're now retesting it before we go further down. And if we scale down to the 4-hour time frame, guys, we scale down to the 4-hour time frame. We get to see exactly what's happening, and we can now get to position our entries the right way. And that's a clean 3% right there. If the market continues to go further down, which I believe it will, or probably get a couple of resistance, daily darling right here before we go further down. So I'll be on the lookout of that. But meanwhile, this is what I want to trade, guys. As always, we are looking out for Luna. I love Luna, a lot of volume in Luna. So, and it's highly correlated with Bitcoin. But you can see from the weekly time frame, we still have a very strong bullish structure. Okay, that's bullish. Nothing else is bullish like this. Okay, so from a longer time frame, we should expect price to come at least and bounce off this trend line right here. Okay, from this zone right here, which is around 70 $70 per. So we broke these highs, right? We broke these highs, came back, uh, retested from all-time high, amazing. Now we are, kinda, going further down. So if Bitcoin continues doing its thing, I expect us to continue going further down. Going back to the daily, you can see the dump that happened yesterday. You can see we have another free fall awaiting right here. So I'll be watch out of this. I want to participate in this free fall because of course this is gonna be a nice free fall. Okay, by free fall I mean, guys, there's a lot of imbalance right here on this candlestick. So once we break this resistance, which has been a very strong resistance right there, and you can see we are retesting it. I'm supposed to take this. I'm supposed to take this. I'm supposed to take this shot right here. And you might be asking, Kim, so what's going on? What's really happening in the market, right? What's making Bitcoin have these kind of movements, okay? And at the same time, when you look at gold, gold is always inversely correlated with Bitcoin. It's very negatively correlated with Bitcoin is pumping, gold is dumping, and vice versa. Okay, and vice versa. So you can see gold right here was in a very strong downtrend until it hit this strong support right here. Okay, hit that strong support right there, and it's trying to reclaim uh, the highs that it made. Okay, it had made a very nice high. Look at all this, almost 2000. And this is just last month when Bitcoin was dumping like crazy. So that's also a good metric to look at. Make sure that gold is inversely correlated with Bitcoin because gold is considered as a safe asset by investors. So when they are selling out speculative assets or risky assets like crypto and stocks, they always buy gold and this right here. They always buy this the dollar. So this is the strength of the dollar, and you can see right now it's headed to its all-time high, booming like crazy. And yeah, so I expect this to always be booming. And you can see we got to a sort of a resistance and we kind of retesting. So I expect us to experience some short-term uh, buzz for Bitcoin, right? Before as this dollar strength falls. So essentially, when the dollar is getting stronger, that means that Bitcoin and stocks are getting weaker because they are it's demand and supply. If they are selling risky assets to safer assets, we expect the safer assets to increase in value and the speculative assets to fall in value. But if the opposite is true as well, so when the dollar's strength is falling, that means where is the money going? The money is going to speculative assets, and we expect Bitcoin and gold and Bitcoin and stocks. And by stocks, I mean the Nasdaq, guys. I expect the Nasdaq and stocks to bounce off, and that's exactly what's happening here. So we broke structure right here, right? We broke these lows right here, and this was the last order block right there. And we go further down to the four, you're gonna see the order block. Okay, and this is the change of character. We broke that, and now we're breaking it again. So I feel like we are gonna see, we are still gonna see another dip going further. Okay, now these are the targets. Okay, yeah, and this is a very strong target for the Nasdaq to fall 6%. That's huge. Okay, that's really huge. But let's see if we're gonna see kind of a relief bounce before we before we fall further down. Uh, yeah, because now this order block has been mitigated. I expect us probably to come all the way up here before we fall further down, just to liquidate some shorts because everyone is super bearish right now, and we see stocks and Bitcoin, crypto are highly correlated. When we see a bouncing stock, we see a bouncing Bitcoin. Okay, exactly. So those are things to look at when you're doing your charts, and let's just wait and see how the New York session is end. So I was talking about the reasons why the market is dumping really hard. You can see how this dump was yesterday. So essentially, of course, we are seeing whales manipulating the market, but then we're also seeing very strong fundamental news which is affecting the market. So right now we are in the end of Q1. Q1 is the first quarter, which means companies have to give their Q1 earnings, and they're expected to be so bad, especially tech stocks, which are very highly correlated with Bitcoin. The tech stocks we're talking about, Google, Facebook, all these tech stocks, right? And especially Facebook now, Meta, um, is expected to have very bad earnings for Q1, of course, and other tech stocks. So the anticipation is causing a lot of havoc in the market, and people are probably going to short the market, right? Then we have these tensions with Russia and Ukraine, which is still Russian officials are saying that um, US doesn't want Moscow to be weakened, and they cannot allow that. So there's still those tensions with the war. We are still seeing COVID affecting Shanghai and Beijing, and the port has been closed for weeks now, and that of course is causing supply and chain issues. We are now And China is the largest exporter and big in manufacturing. Almost all these big tech companies uh, do outsource the manufacturing from China. So if that affects supply chain, of course, that will affect the market earnings. These stocks will affect the earnings for these uh, companies, and that in turn will affect the the market. The market is probably gonna be bloody, right? So if stocks are falling, of course, we expect Bitcoin to fall because it's also categorized as part of the risky assets, right? And that's why we are seeing the dollar strength increase because now where is the money going? Of course, it's going to stable coins where investors feel safe and waiting to buy the dip because you're also having the Fed wanting to, starting to do quantitative easing um, from next month, okay, which is Q2 from May, which means that they are going to start taking money out of the market. We've also seen Europe, they are saying that they are going to stop buying back these bonds in the next like 6 months, which means it's going to increase the interest rates like what's happening in the US. And if the interest rates are increasing, the inflation is still increasing. Oh my God, what do you expect? Is fearful now. Everyone wants to hedge their risk. Everyone wants to de-risk, to deleverage, and put away as much leverage as possible and wait for the recession or the market crash. That's why we are seeing the dollar increasing because, of course, the reserve currency. So that when the market crashes, now these dollars are gonna be used to buy the dip and recover the market. Right. So that's exactly what's happening. I've also heard that Macron has been re-elected on France, and Macron is is anti-Bitcoin. Is a very big advocate of the CBDC, the digital euro. So yeah, that's also a very bad, of course, effect of crypto. Not big, but yeah, kind of affects because France is still a big country. So having put all that data together, we now know why the market is dumping and why we expect to see further dumping. Because right now we are at extreme fear with the market. Everyone is fearful. We don't know exactly what's going to happen. The market is boring. Okay, because when you zoom out, you're gonna see we are still in this range. You can see we're still in this. We're still in this channel right here. We're still here. Okay, when you zoom out, that's when you realize still in this channel, nothing is going on, everything is boring, and that's exactly what's going on in this market. So until we come out of this zone, we break down or up, then we're good. And you can see I have these two trend lines, okay, that are mapping out exactly what's happening. So if we break out that, well and good. If we break down, well and good. We are traders, we make money when the market goes up or down. But for now, as I said, let's look out on this drop right here. Once we start reversing that, it's gonna reverse so fast. So be rather, kaini rather. I think I should put an alert here. And price is closing down 38,300 because that's the key zone here. Please alert me. Yes, please alert me. That way now we know that the market will be dumping, and then we're gonna come to our Luna and do our thing. Okay, boom. Can see Luna on the daily time frame is still not bullish, so that means there's still a lot of negativity right there. Let's see if we have any kind of news here. So Bitcoin price again flattening the 6-week low. Yeah, a class action lawsuit against Unified Spotless Gas in deeper regulation. Okay. Um, yeah, you can see there is no news like major news that's making Bitcoin drop or anything. It's just a macro point of view how people have become how people have become fearful about Bitcoin. Breaking out was Texas become the first US city government to mine Bitcoin. Wow, amazing. See, those are bullish news, but those are they can't move the market. Those are just bullish for Bitcoin long term fundamentally, but for the price short term, nothing much, right? Let me give my opinion so that I can continue earning. I have more than 10 cryptocurrencies. Nope. Um, brands will actively participate. They're already doing it. Actively participate in a matter of course, yes, I earn more than 5. Is the carbon footprint a major issue? Yes, of course, right now. Um, yes, it is. Anyway, that's it. Okay, let me see how much I have. Alright, that's fine. Let's go. Let's go. Let me see. Sorry, before we close. Sorry, 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 sorry. Anyhow, guys, that's pretty much it for today. You can collect my candies. You can collect your candies. Don't forget to collect your candies on CoinGecko. As always, I'll always remind you to collect your candies on CoinGecko and also collect the diamonds on CoinMarketCap if you use them, because probably they're gonna be valuable someday. And you don't wanna be the guys who fail to collect free tokens that probably gonna have some value in the near future. I mean, this is what we're doing. This is what Web3 is doing. You learn to earn. You earn while learning, right? You earn on learning. Remember Carlo and Xcard as your to do your research on these two macro caps. Yeah, let's check out Forex Factory if we have any news today. Clearly, we don't have any news, but my filter is very high. Let me see if we have any news here that is not really affecting the market that much. Good trades. Okay. Euro GDP is dodgy. Like, do I really need them? Even this China. Just need any things that are affecting the US. Yes, that's fine. So today we have goods trade balance, premiums, and inventories. But tomorrow is when we have the advanced GDP Q and Q. This one we have to watch unemployment claims. They're supposed to be reduced, but that's a good thing. But let's see what's gonna happen. So probably tomorrow, today and tomorrow, we're gonna see like a relief bounce before Friday. Now the core CPI index, which is dropping. This is when we're gonna see another huge jump. Let's wait and see, because we are still seeing also more tech stocks giving their earnings, Q1 earnings, and if they are continuing to be bad, of course that's gonna affect the market. So let's be on the radar on that. Having said that, guys, have a lovely day. Cheers. Make sure you subscribe with the notification bell, and make sure you check me out on Twitter, Kimani Capital. Check me out on TikTok. We go live every single day from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. and 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. and we can interact live. Comment below what you want me to talk about, and make sure you check out my new gems that I'm researching, so that you guys can also take part in buying them. Right? See you when you see me.